Spoilers ahead, you've been warned. The John Wick 4 trailer is intense and full of deadly assassins, and John Wick 4's surprising story sets up a 5th movie. Furthermore, is Quentin Tarantino really going to stop after his 10th movie? And what will be different about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Stay tuned to find out. But first, the John Wick 4 trailer is intense and full of deadly assassins. Since John Wick was introduced to the world almost a decade ago, we've seen the once-retired assassin go head-to-head with everything the underground crime scene has to offer, and then some. And with each subsequent movie in the John Wick franchise, the stakes have been rising and becoming ever more deadly as assassins from every corner of the world have come out of the shadows in an attempt to bring down Jardani Jovanovich. Whether it was the bounty on his head or a personal grudge that had started to fester was no matter to John, who held his ground during each and every hit on his life. And looking at the trailer for John Wick Chapter 4, our beloved John will have to face his biggest and most consequential fight yet. Technically, the true bloodshed and action is packed away in the latter half of the new trailer, when Bowery King, portrayed by Lawrence Fishburne, gives Reeves John his customary black suit and a pistol. From that point on, it's flashes of intense violence, excitement, and tension as John swivels through an array of formidable high-ranking members of the High Table. The trailer ends as it started.
Left a good life behind a long time ago, my friend.
With John and Donnie Yen's Kane in a hushed and tense conversation. It seems like John is about to enter the fight of his life. Will he manage to earn the peaceful retirement that he deserves? Or does he have a one-way ticket to eternal rest? Next, John Wick 4's surprising story sets up a 5th movie. With the release of the John Wick Chapter 4 trailer,
and what was her name? This woman whose life has ended my own.
Helen.
we've been given the rough lines of what to expect of the upcoming John Wick movie, but more interestingly, it also seems to suggest that we haven't reached the end of the line for its titular character. While it's still possible that the story will end with the upcoming movie, the possibility of a John Wick 5 has yet to be ruled out, and now more than ever, it's not hard to believe that we'll be getting at least one more chapter of this epic franchise. The third installment of the John Wick saga firmly puts John at odds with the High Table, and it seemed only reasonable that Chapter 4 would see John taking on the organization. But now we know that John will be spending Chapter 4 trying to appease the High Table, or in other words, John isn't quite ready to wipe out the High Table just yet. Instead, John will be up against Bill Skarsgård's Marquis de Gramont. As the trailer shows, John is supposed to beat the Marquis in a duel to the death, but there are rules that could be broken, or John simply loses the fight, and neither of those options will leave the door open for John to make peace with the High Table. This could mean that, at the end of John Wick Chapter 4, there really is only one way to go for John, and that's to wipe out the High Table. Following, will Quentin Tarantino's 10th movie really be his last? He's been saying it for a long time, but we probably didn't really believe him. However, Quentin Tarantino is still convinced that his 10th movie will absolutely be his last. He's done with writing and directing movies. When you count Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2 as one movie, better known as Kill Bill The Whole Bloody Affair, that means Tarantino currently has 9 movies to his name. 2 of those have earned him Oscars for writing, and in an interview with YMH Studios, Tarantino has once again said that his next movie, his 10th movie, will be his last. Tarantino says that he never even imagined that the audience would accept his movies, but instead, he's become one of the biggest names the industry has ever known. I've been able to work in this business at the highest level a director can work. I want to leave at that high level, Tarantino says. Tarantino's last movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, has widely been regarded as one of his very best movies, with Tarantino himself stating that it was the best he's ever made. There aren't many people who could compare with the passion and love that Tarantino has for filmmaking, so it's pretty much a given that his 10th movie will be even better. It's just sad to think it will also be his last. Coming right up, James Gunn says that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be different, why Sigourney Weaver's return to Avatar may be deeper than you think, and first look at Indiana Jones 5's character Helena. Make sure to keep watching to find out all you need to know. Let's get to it. First up, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be different, says James Gunn. James Gunn was at the helm of the first 2 installments of Guardians of the Galaxy, each diving deeper and deeper into the cosmic side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and introducing lots of new faces into the franchise along the way as well. Until now, both the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have carried the signature directing style of Gunn, including the lighthearted and irreverent tone, packed chock full with pop culture references, witty jokes, exciting musical moments, and lots of color. And while that trend is promised to continue in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, fans should expect a slight change of pace when it comes to Guardians of of the Galaxy Volume 3. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Gunn teased that the upcoming third installment of the franchise will have a much more serious tone, with a particular emphasis on the emotional storyline of Chris Pratt's Star-Lord. It's the end of the story for this group of Guardians, so there was a lot of emotion around it, Gunn said. We all know that these beloved characters had some serious growing to do when we first met them in 2014, and it's likely that their personal arcs will finally come to an end. Are you going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 when it comes out on May 5th, 2023? Following, why Sigourney Weaver's return to Avatar may be deeper than you think. While there are many actors returning for James Cameron's very long-awaited sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, the return of Sigourney Weaver has caused for the most question marks to be raised. In the original Avatar, Weaver portrayed Dr. Grace Augustine, a dedicated xenobotanist who was in charge of the Resources Development Administration (RDA) Avatar program. Grace had completely devoted herself to studying the connection between the alien planet Pandora and its indigenous population, the Na'vi.
You have a strong heart. No fear.
But before she could unravel the mystery, she was killed by Colonel Quaritch. So who will Weaver be portraying in Avatar: The Way of Water? A completely new character, Kiri, a highly empathetic teenage Na'vi who has a very unique sixth sense. Kiri doesn't just have the innate ability to mentally link with Pandora's wildlife through Sahelu, but speaks to the Na'vi's goddess, Iwa, the All-Mother. Cameron has already confirmed in an interview with Entertainment Weekly that Kiri is born of Grace's avatar, which basically makes her Grace's daughter. It's very possible that Kiri has gotten this mysterious power to communicate with Iwa through Grace, who made contact with the goddess right before she died. It's been theorized that this means that Grace's mission is far from over, and Kiri may just be the one who will carry on her mother's legacy. What do you think? And lastly, first look at Indiana Jones 5's character, Helena. New Indiana Jones 5 images have revealed the first official look at Helena, who will be portrayed by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Helena is described to be Indy's goddaughter, and she'll be gracing the big screen alongside Harrison Ford for the unexpected movie. Indiana Jones 5 will be the first time since 2008's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull that Ford is returning as his iconic bullwhip-wielding archaeologist, and fans have been going wild from happiness at the news. As Ford has said before, he wasn't going to reprise his role of Indy ever again. But while Ford has been convinced to give it one more go, Indiana Jones 5 will be the first Indy movie that won't be directed by Steven Spielberg. Instead, the movie will be directed by James Mangold. Earlier in the year, Marshall had already revealed some details about Helena, who has been described by Waller-Bridge as an enigma, while Mangold would sooner call her more of a femme fatale figure. So far, fans don't have anything to complain about, and we're all eagerly awaiting to hear more about this new character. Indiana Jones 5 is expected to be released on the 30th of June, 2023. And that's it for now. Do you think there's going to be a John Wick Chapter 5, or will the upcoming movie be the end of the road for John Wick? Let us know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.